Hello everybody, SJ. I'm back playing more Contained. Probably a shorter episode as I am in the middle of a grind, but we may as well get to work and we can wait on what we're waiting on. So as the grind goes, I am currently zapping, putting some power into some emeralds to get some spirited crystals so that we can go for the experience seeds. I have my Imperium farmland ready already because we did go through the end of the Zap quest line last time, and we got the Tertium crystal, which allows us to turn 4 Tertium into Imperium. So now that we have the Imperium, and I did get started on the Fluix quest line a little bit here, nothing too complicated going on. Just following the quest line. So the first one is to make some fluxite, which is basically just alloying a Fluix crystal with a charged Certus quartz crystal. Off camera, I did a lot of collecting of the different Certus quartz, regular quartz, and I definitely don't even have near enough of what I want to do, so I kind of went down a different little rabbit hole here of trying to get fortune and see if that will help things go a little bit faster. So that's what I've been looking at over here. Of course, we could make a Fluix pickaxe, and that'll get you fortune 1, and then you could make 2 Fluix pickaxes and then get fortune 2 that way. And then obviously if you made 4 Fluix pickaxes, you could get fortune 3 on a Fluix pickaxe, but these are like just 750 durability, so not that exciting there. Then there is the books. Obviously we can get a fortune 3 book, or obviously with the enchanting table we could get lucky and get fortune 3, but enchanter is a little bit more better way to get the guaranteed one. So this one flips through 3 different recipes for fortune 1, fortune 2, and fortune 3. But the fortune 3 is 36 gold and 192 experience essence. So we would need the experience seeds first before we can get there. The gold's pretty easy at this stage, but we would just have to wait the however long it would take to get 3 stacks of experience essence. Might not be too long because I do have some speed upgrades now, but the next hiccup in this plan was that we would need to have the enchanter. The enchanter takes an enchanting table, a soulium ingot, and 3 soul stone. Soul stone is made by putting soul sand next to shadow pulse goo, or better. I think there's one better goo than shadow pulse. Maybe. No, there isn't. Shadow pulse is the top tier. But yes, soul stone, that's how we get that. So we're just about to get shadow pulse goo, so we're not too far away from that. We'll cover that in this episode. And then similarly, the soulium ingot would be pretty easy from there. It is 2 soulium dust plus a prosperity ingot. The prosperity ingot is just iron with 4 prosperity shards. And then the soulium dust is just smelted soulium ore. Soulium ore is soul stone next to shadow pulse goo. So nothing too spectacular there. We could do that quite easily. It would just be waiting on the experience to come through. Then I saw another option which I had not realized, which is from the Ben's casting mod, and this was 1350 millibuckets of molten lapis makes a fortune equipment modifier. If we hold shift on this, we can put the fortune on pickaxes, hoes, shovels, and axes. That's all well and good, but this gives a tool up to fortune level 5. That's quite interesting. So I took all of the lapis that I had to my name, I threw it in the melter, I melted it down, and I've got 1080 left over, and my current diamond pickaxe, we've got it up to fortune level 3 so far. Quick calculations determined that I needed 18 more lapis. So let's start that process there. Just because these are all weird numbers, it's best to use like a portable tank for this. So I've got that set up. We're just going to wait for that to melt down. It's only going to take a second or two. Might as well come over here and check up on this. It does go quite slowly, as you can see. But I've got 2 of the basic magmators going here for a power source, so it's doing us some good work anyways. It's a little bit overkill on the magmators for the rest of the setup. Like this one primitive machine core has been doing well with the or not machine core, the one biogenerator has been doing well for everything, but for this, which is 1,000,000 FE per craft on that, that was a little bit different there. But we should have everything we need in here now, right? This is all finished melting. I didn't run out of lava. Yep. So we'll break the tank, put the tank down here, set the extract. We should have 2,700, which is 1,350 times 2. So we just put the pickaxe in there, quickly goes through. We now have fortune 4. And one last time, fortune 5. Now we noticed this is a different modifier than like the vanilla fortune, because we have to hold shift to see the modifiers on it. But the thought also came to me, can we stack that with the vanilla fortune? We will try that, but that will be definitely in the next episode after I'm done grinding out the rest of the spirited crystals and waiting for the essence to come through. Alright, back to the quest line. So once we have this fluxite, we can make 2 different things. This energite ingot, which is basically just alloyed with nickel to get us that. And then we could also make this skulk collector. And I hadn't realized that when I was looking at this quest line earlier, but we didn't need to get silk touch on a hoe to collect skulk and other skulk blocks, because we have this tool in this pack. And this is a great tool. It's just 4 sticks and a fluxite, so very, very cheap. It does have a limited durability of 124, so I went and collected up a bunch of skulk and catalysts and these guys, skulk shriekers, and then thought, well, why make more skulk collectors when we're more flush on the resources to make this item repairer. So we definitely went with the item repairer. I put an obsidian in the speed block thing, so that changed it from 220 ticks, and it changes it down to 100 ticks with obsidian. I don't think I have any better right now, but that is what it is. And then of course I do have the blaze key, because I put my, we did that last time, so I think we went over that already. Alright, so with Fortune 5, and the main big rush for the Fortune 5, the wandering around Crystal Core and getting the shards for the quartz and the Certus quartz, it's time consuming, but it's not that big of a thing, and it's got some cathartic, zen to it when you're just running around mining all the time, getting the occasional scare because you set off a shrieker somewhere and wardens pop up out of the ground, but you know, that's fine and dandy. The big push for the fortune comes with what we're going to be doing next here, and that is getting the Celesta gem, because well, we'll go over that in a little bit here. So we collected catalysts and skulk. Actually, let's pop on over there. Let's use this guy a little bit because it's pretty neat. It doesn't make any sound, so you can go and gather all of these materials without making any sounds. So you can really sneak up, especially if there's multiple. You just right click and it collects the blocks for you. And you can't do vein mining on it, unfortunately, but for ultimine, I guess. But let's see, is there any spots left with multiple shriekers? Because that would be the big thing, right? So we've got multiple shriekers here. So if I tried to sneak in there and break something with a silk touch hoe, it would make noise when I broke this shrieker, and it would alert these two shriekers. But with this tool, we can basically just float around and pick them up just willy-nilly like that, no problem at all. And then once we've, you know, effectively neutered this all of the skulk sensors, because there's no shriekers to alert anymore, then we don't have to worry about it, and we can just gather to our heart's content. But at any rate, that is enough of this here. We've got lots of skulk now, so flash back. Oops. No. Home. Home is where we want to go. So we take the skulk, we put it in our pulverizers, and we're going to get ender pearl fragments. Oh, I ended up with a skulk vein. Interesting. And then basically take our, you know, mostly depleted skulk sensor, we tap it in there, and after every 100 ticks it will gain 1 durability. So takes a while, but that's not a huge concern of ours right now. And 4 more skulk shriekers added to the collection. So the next step is to get some ender pearls. We needed 4, along with the 2 energite ingots and the 2 skulk catalysts, which I grabbed, and the blaze bloom goo. So I've got the 2 skulk catalysts sitting in there. This is a shovel, so we can break this with our hand without worrying about it too much. And void shimmer goo. And I need a placement block for that. So let's grab, we needed 4 of these, right? So 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. How's that? Now what do we have to feed this? Chorus fruit or ender pearls? All right. You can make 1 ender pearl. There we go, and that should turn the soul sand into soul. Okay. Shadow pulse, right? Oh, this is void shimmer. Ah. Oh, that is the next tier. Oh my god, now I'm sad. Alright, so we can't even make an enchanter. And that's going to be a lot later until we get the next tier. See, yeah, okay. I got mixed up with them. I'm not a big, haven't used Just Dire things a lot, so I apologize for that, but we need Unholy Intelligence and Strange Matter and Endstone. So yeah, we are a ways away from that. So I guess that's not something that we have to worry about just now. But it's still great that we got the Fortune 5 on there, because I was watching the Cyberfuel guys, and they got, like, the one that I saw them do, they broke a block of Celestigem, and they got 3 yeah, I'm going to burn all of my diamonds here. But they broke one block of, or one Celestigem from a block of diamond, and they got 3 Celestigems, which is pretty horrible, because the recipe for each of these Warden Smite, we need 4 for each recipe. So if we want to make, I don't think we need to go all the way up to the Warden Smite 5 book, because that's going to take like a stack. I think it was a stack. No, it was, so 2 for 2, 4 for 3, 8 for 4, and 16. You need 16 books, so it was a stack. A full stack of Celestigem to get up to the Warden Smite 5. But let's have a look, see how this Fortune 5 is going to work for us here. Can't really tell. We got 5. 5 on the first one. 2 on the second one. Um, 4. 23. Oh. And one more. So 28 from 6, right? So that's, 4.6 per thing. So I have enough to make 7 books right now. Which, how many can I do with these? 5. So I can definitely make 4 books for now, so we can get the Warden Smite 3. I think let's do it. Let's bite the bullet. Let's try and fight the Warden with the Smite 3 and see how we can do. I am going to throw that away. Now that we're all done with that there. Make sure you're doing this in batches of 9. It just makes my life easier to do it that way anyway. Do I used up all of my diamond? Oh, I have 1 left over, but that's fine. Actually, is there a Celestigem weapon? The axe doesn't say it has any. Yeah, I think it's just a tool. No, it doesn't look like there... Oh, there is a weapon here. Although it does not say what the attack damage on it is. Has the same durability as a diamond sword. Right? The 1561. 7 attack damage. Yeah, not 100% sure what it is there. I'm going to save the rest of my Celeste gem for now. Because we still need to make all of the upgrades for the spacesuit as well, so that's another big use for it. But for now, let's try and go get some... Let's try and kill a Warden or 3 and see how that works. That's definitely enough. Let's clean up my inventory a little bit here. I did find an ominous bottle when I was out collecting stuff before, so I do have one of those now. Oh, we may as well go do this craft, because we can. And this is just yeah, we'll get the experience seeds growing right away here. And I don't need to rush to make Inferium anymore, so let's pull the other speed upgrades out and get this sped up as much as possible. Down at 960, so that's working away. And we might as well do this while I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do the diamond sword. And then from there, oh, we need four books. Okay. That doesn't say which enchanted book it is. I can make a really strong guess on which one it'll be, but let's click the... Oh, we can see over here. I forgot. You can see the recipe over here. So that's for those. And we need an actual anvil. Yeah, let's keep this area crowded, I guess. Just enough levels, so we're going to need okay, can we get experience droplets? I guess that's okay, and then with a glass bottle, right, okay. I see what goes on there now. Let's put that away. That's that. Let's not bother messing around with this for now. Celesta gems can go in here. I just need my hoe, I think. And then if we just break Skulk with the hoe, then we can get experience. And I forgot. Did not forget about the Warden, but I forgot about the vein mine. Alright, not going to worry about any sharpness or any of that other stuff. And we're also... Actually, I'm going to keep this on me. If I want to run away fast, I can. We can keep the empty bowls, that's fine. I think it's been a while since I summoned the last Warden, so we might have to do this the third time again. Yeah, I don't hear him tromping around anywhere. It would have been nice to maybe upgrade our gear to the next tier with better protection. Where are you? Does he smell me? I think he does. Okay. That settles that question. Alright, I think we can click this death stone and go back to our death point right away. How much of this do I have? Because I totally forget how much I had left over. 12. So we need... Five, 7, 9, 11. We need one more. Awkward. Alright, we'll upgrade 3 of our pieces. Well, only 2, because I need to leave 1 left back, right? Actually, no, I only need 4, so we can get it. What does this take? A bone block. One of those. One of those. Is that the one we're going for? No. This one. There, we've got one Celeste gem left over. Kind of worked out perfectly, actually. Oh, it's in here. Oh, no, wait. I did totally forget. I do need one Celeste gem for each of the upgrades. Alright, back to this grind. I'll be back when I've got the gear upgraded, and hopefully we can have another smack at this Warden. Alright, we got upgraded. Now this says it has forge energy. And we don't have any armor bars above our hearts anymore, which is intriguing. Oh, I lost my weapon too, right? So we'll have to go back and... Oh, we might have to wait till that one Warden disappears to collect my grave. I guess the big question I have... There's no power in there. There's a charging slot here. Doesn't go in there though. We probably need something from charcoal. Wait. There isn't a charger? I thought there was a charger in this one. This transmits energy to machines in a radius. I know that much. I was almost certain there was a charger of some kind here. Let me flip through this and see if I can't find what we need to get some energy in our armor, because I don't think our armor is doing us any good without energy. Okay, just as a quick update, I got energy into it via the Auratech machines. Alright, so now we've got diamond quality armor. Now while I was looking around, I also found on our chest plate we can get an invulnerability upgrade, which seems really, really interesting, but it's going to cost 16 diamonds because we need 2 diamond chest plates. So I guess worst comes to worst, between episodes I'll grind that out. I do want to use this, but I don't want to appear right beside an active Warden. So I'm going to go the long way, I think. Should have a death marker. Yeah, 600 meters. We'll be back in a minute. So the Warden is still here. And I think if I made a mistake, it was when I charged in, I landed in front of him and made noise so he knew where I was. And he was able to get an attack off on me. I think if I had hovered like this, because we're silent while we're using our jet boots, that I would have been able to sneak up on them.